today. So every day we start fresh because we can't affect the past, but we damn sure can make a difference today.
Welcome to episode 5 of Shop Talk. Today we're discussing Sunday's episode 312. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Jennifer. I'm joined by Kari.
Hi, guys.
This episode had so many moving parts, and Shaw Memorial was busy. And it all had to do with like drug-related stuff. So it was definitely interesting.
Right. Yeah, oh my gosh. It was very interesting. Okay, so the biggest news that we have is that the Rookie has released the season 3 finale description. It's episode 314. It's called Threshold. Officer Nolan mildly injures himself while chasing down a shoplifter, and the local DA wants to charge the suspect with assault despite Nolan's wishes. Meanwhile, Lucy goes undercover. Lopez's wedding venue is seized by the FBI, and Nolan meets his new neighbor. So lots of like moving parts going on in that episode, it sounds like. So
Yeah. Everyone's speculating that Lucy's not going to be at the wedding, and I don't know. I mean, she might not be,
I
given
don't know.
how.
I'm just like still focused on
but-
seeing Tim in a suit. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I want to know how the wedding venue is seized. I mean, like, did they use La Fiera to get it? And that's how?
That's what I'm thinking though, because like if they already, there's already been developments in this episode,
Mhm.
and so I feel like it's all like these last few episodes are somehow all kind of connected together. So.
Also, Officer Nolan mildly injuring himself. I mean, all right.
That guy never does anything like mildly though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything that ever happens to him is like major, like full focus stories. So like I don't know. I just hope this like case doesn't get away from him.
Yeah.
Is all. So
and so we still have no renewal news, but we're crossing our fingers. I did see today that ABC renewed The Good Doctor. So hopefully we get some Rookie renewal news, because like I need it after
I hope so. They deserve it. Like
yeah.
I would be shocked.
Yeah.
If they didn't. So
and if you see anything floating around on the internet, please send it our way. Sometimes, we kind of miss an article or something like that. So let's dive right into the episode.
Yeah, it like starts off like right after Henry collapses. So they are on their way to the hospital. They're, Nolan and Abigail getting him out of the car, pulling him in. They tell the doctors as they're wheeling Henry in that he's born with a heart defect. Hopefully I'm going to say it right. Any nursing or medical people can correct me. But it's tetralogy of Fallot. It's also known as just TOF is the name. Henry had 5 surgeries during his first year to correct it, and he hadn't had any issues with his heart like since then. But obviously now that has changed. He has to choose between having a minimally invasive procedure that would temporarily fix the issue with his the valves in his heart, but he would still need to have another heart surgery in 5 years. So he'd be like 25 again when that would have to come up. Or his other option would be to get the open heart surgery now, but unfortunately, with all of his surgeries in childhood, it left him more susceptible to complications during surgery. So there's unfortunately a higher mortality rate of 20%. My gosh, that's just like scary and like depressing. Sorry, just like saying that out loud. My goodness.
To think that he's like 25 and has to deal with this is insane.
He's 20. Yeah.
Or he's in 20. College. Yeah.
But I was just saying like down the line.
In his 20s. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like he can't even drink yet, and yet he has to like make this like life-altering decision. My goodness.
I want to know like how they told him about the like heart defect when he was little.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for like a couple more like childhood kind of memories in there, like with Henry, but that's okay.
Yeah, because he had said like, Dad, you haven't called me kiddo since I was a kid. And I know you don't watch 911, but they do these kind of like bottle episodes, I guess you could call them, where they focus on that one character and like kind of their journey of how they became fighter, paramedic, police officer,
Okay, so
anything
like
like that.
origin stories.
Yeah. And I like
Okay.
want one for John Nolan. I mean,
Yeah.
we've kind of had his backstory, but I definitely
Also,
want one.
can we have one of Tim and his army past, please?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
speaking of origin stories.
Because I feel like the rookie could definitely pull that type of an episode off.
Well, especially when like you know already so much about the characters' backgrounds,
Yeah.
and like you could see like Lucy in like her college days or something. I don't know, because she
Yeah.
was pulls in her psych background a lot. Or Jackson, with his family more. That could have be a way to like rope his storyline or amp it up more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, they've shared some of the past. So
yeah.
I'm just saying, like a John Nolan Begins episode type would be amazing. So,
Yeah,
but we
especially since
digress.
he's the main character. So it would be
Yes.
interesting. But yes, we did digress a little bit there. So everyone kind of has a little bit of a different viewpoint on what to do or what's the best option. Henry wants to do the open heart surgery right then and there. Abigail wants him to stay alive, obviously, but she doesn't quite know the right move to make. She doesn't like, she keeps asking everyone else kind of what they want to do or what they think is the best option. John's ex wife, Sarah, wants to do the minimally invasive procedure to correct the pulmonary stenosis. John ultimately decides to do what Henry wants. So when Henry, unfortunately, um, either does he pass out or does he go unconscious? What the heck happens to him?
I thought that he just
Again.
like fell back in the bed.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Well,
There
anyway,
was
so he
a
was,
little bit of that this
yeah,
episode too.
yeah, he was unable to obviously like make the decision for himself, and so John ultimately decided to let the doctors take Henry for the open heart surgery. So at the end of the episode, we find out that his surgery was a success because the damage to his heart wasn't as bad as they thought, and so he'll make a full recovery. We don't see Henry on screen again after he goes in for the surgery, um, but we do see John, Sarah, and Abigail share a group hug, and I thought that was nice, like an end
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I liked how Abigail wasn't even like married to Henry, but I mean, they still let her be in the room and talk to the doctor. Because usually, like, when you're not married, sometimes I guess when you're just a fiance, like they do give you, some type of information. But, if you're just a friend or a boyfriend, girlfriend, like it's family only that they can get information or be in the room or anything like that. So I don't know. I just liked that little part.
Okay, but then I'm gonna go on a little mini tangent though. Well, because then how did Tim stay overnight with Lucy in the hospital then? Do I even
I figure it was just because he was her partner and like he found her.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah.
they couldn't get a hold of, well, not get a hold of her emergency contact, but like maybe her mom was her emergency contact and her mom was like, I can't make it. So then Tim was like, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, I don't yeah, because her relationship with her parents is very strained.
Yeah.
As
I
we
mean, I
talked about
wouldn't
before.
I wouldn't want to say that like her mom was like, oh no, I don't approve of her being a cop. Like, I'm not gonna come and see her. But
Yeah,
I think maybe, if she was busy or something. But
yeah.
then
Because
that
they
kind
said
of,
Rachel visited and they
yeah,
like missed her, and then Tim stayed though, and he was dating Rachel, oh geez, guys, I have a lot of questions
But
now.
then that kind of brings up the point of, well, why didn't Jackson stay?
Yeah.
You know? I
Mhm.
don't know. Again, we digress.
Sorry. I told you it was gonna be a mini tangent. Um, anyway, but speaking of like significant others, we get to meet finally John's ex-wife, Sarah, who's played by Emily Deschanel from Bones. She was honestly like the perfect counterpart to Nathan Fillion's John Nolan.
I
I
agree.
couldn't really see anyone else do that. So
I agree. And I thought that Sarah was a good like balance for John. And like
mhm.
I was almost confused as to why they got divorced.
Me
But
too.
then
I was like,
because
they
I was
get
like
along so well.
I
Like,
was like,
what
I
is this?
just see this. But then towards the end, it was like, no, I get it. I get why. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty optimistic person too, but like
See,
if
and I'm
someone
more of
was
like
like
a
that with
realist. Yeah, and I'm
I
more
was
of
like,
a
if someone was like that with me, I would probably be annoyed too. So
yeah. I don't really know how we're friends then if this is how it would go if we were ever in that
because
situation.
sometimes I'm realistic too. I just try and be optimistic a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So as we kind of said, like Sarah is more of the realist or like the she's always like prepared for the worst to happen because every time Henry was whisked away to surgery, she didn't think that he would make it. And so she told John that she can't think like him. Like she can't have the, you know, never ending optimism that he has. Because she just thinks about all the times that Henry was in the hospital. I mean, he had blue skin for crying out loud. Like he had a lot of obstacles to overcome with his condition, and so
Mhm.
I she had to kind of prepare herself for what could happen. And then on the opposite side of things, there's John. Um, he was very much someone that said he can't think like Sarah, so he can't have that kind of not negative, but realist, like we said. I don't know if there's a better
Yeah.
word. He can't be the one to like show those doubts, which is why I liked the scene where he did end up crying on the hospital balcony because it showed that he can have a moment of doubt
Mhm.
or like that he has, another side besides the uh, you know, wise dad
Yeah.
that we see or the, like rookie cop. Like he, is just a human being at the end of the day, like everyone else. And I just really liked it because it shows that you don't have to have it like,
All together.
yeah, you don't have to have it all together. It doesn't have to be, like you're always happy or you're always like worrying, like if, the other shoe's gonna drop or something.
Mhm.
The other scene I liked in the episode was when Sarah, Abigail, and John were in the cafeteria, and Abigail had asked them if, Henry was going to make it, like he's going to be okay, right? And she was ultimately like looking at John and like asking him. And I thought it was really cool. I guess cool is not really the right word, but just like a smart move on the rookie's part to have Sarah actually be the one to say, yeah, he's going to be okay. Like her being sure
Yeah.
kind of showed that John's wisdom kind of like rubbed off on her in a way. And I thought that was really a good full circle moment within the episode, which I don't
Yeah.
know if we've seen in a while, like those kinds of moments happening just within one episode. So,
Yeah. I liked that, in the hospital room while Henry was in surgery, Abigail was like, I don't think I can do it. And then John
oh,
or
yeah, she
Sarah
did say that.
were like, you'll never be alone. And she was like,
Hmm.
you're sure?
Yeah.
But I love to that because I mean, it not only is it a lot for Henry to make that decision, but it's a lot for Abigail to do. You know, I mean, like, she's gonna deal with that for, you know, their entire marriage or like relationship. So yeah. And then like if they were to ever have kids, I mean, like their
Yeah,
kids
that's
could have that. Like, oh, I need more seasons of the Rookies so that I can see all of this play out, please.
We just need like, can we just go for I like 5. Can we go for 5 at least and then go from
Yeah.
there? That would
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
Getting a little ahead of
Do
ourselves.
like a 2-season
good.
renewal, you know, and
Yeah,
then
it's
like
so good.
we're guaranteed for it.
Please.
Please. I need that to
Oh,
happen.
yeah.
Because not only do I need the Lopez wedding, and someone I read somewhere, I think it was in like one of the group chats that we're in, that Alyssa did a live and said,
Yeah.
you'll see a Lopez wedding. But I
Mhm.
don't think she said like if it's gonna happen this season or something. I don't know. I just like read a message and was scrolling.
Uh-huh.
But I need to
Yeah.
see that. I need to see more interactions with all of these partnerships that I've come to love. I need to see some kind of Chenford stuff,
Oh goodness,
whether
don't
it's a
even get me
date
started.
or, you know, something. And like more Nolan and Henry and Abigail, like that dynamic, because I like it. So
Yeah.
I need it. I need all of it.
Well, I just liked how, I don't know, like kind of like I said earlier, like we got to see like just a average, not average side of John, but just like the, like more normal everyday kind of side of him.
Mhm.
Like he's,
Yeah.
in plain clothes the entire time. Like he's just, very
He never got involved with the case, with the
yeah,
La Fiera, like nothing.
yeah. And we got to hear, how he built their first house from the ground up, and like that was so cute. Like he worked, part-time just to get it all done before they brought Henry home, because poor Henry was in the hospital for 2 months after
Yeah.
his surgeries, like from childhood. Oh goodness, that was, yeah. So just that whole family kind of, like you
Dynamic.
said,
Yeah.
yeah, like that dynamic I'd like to see more of in
I
this
just need
episode.
more of it. And Sarah Nolan like can come back because I loved her.
Yes, for
So
sure. Yeah.
this episode I felt like was about a lot of like family. Like we saw it with the
Uh-huh.
Nolans, and then we saw a little bit of it with like Lopez and a little bit of it with La Fiera. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean even with Jackson and Lucy too, because of Tamara. Like I felt
Yeah,
like they
that
were
whole
their
like,
own little family
yeah,
unit.
that found family
Yeah,
trope, I think it is. Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
So then next we have Angela and La Fiera, and they were like the second big storyline. So they were like, you had Nolan was storyline A, and then B was Angela and La Fiera. And originally, we see like Angela in the waiting room with Wesley up on like the maternity floor, and we see her kind of like playing with a bracelet that La Fiera gave her. And she tells Wesley she's not superstitious. She just wears a talisman a drug lord gave her to keep evil spirits away from her unborn child. And then she flashes a toothy smile at Wesley and says, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just rewatching it, I noticed her playing with the bracelet. Like I noticed it a little bit before, but I really like focused in on that. And I wonder, like, because that was before she got the call about La Fiera being back. I wonder if she kind of had like a premonition or something, like a feeling that
Maybe
this
like,
day was not gonna be like smooth sailing.
yeah, I don't know if you have mother's intuition like before you
I
give
think
birth.
so.
I don't know,
I've heard that
but
like
maybe that's it.
like pregnant mothers, like they'll say, "Oh, I'm having a girl or a boy," and then usually like, sometimes it is that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. And then, we see Gray calls Angela and tells her La Fiera's back, and he says at first that Tim and Nyla spotted her, and so she kind of, wants them to be assigned to her. So we got that little dynamic trio, and I need more of that,
Yeah, that was fun to
like
see.
next season, of
Yeah,
like all of the time.
apparently we're just already gonna go right season 4.
I'm just manifesting season 4, and I'm manifesting like all of the storylines and partnerships that could happen. So
That's
yeah.
fair.
Season 4 renewal news when, because I need
Please.
it. And so then we see that Angela finds La Fiera at the vending machine. She says she's there to save her son. Well, basically his knee. And Diego walks out on crutches, and she tells Angela they're there for the top sports doctor in the world. She says it's the only reason that she's there, but Angela doesn't believe her, as she should, because I mean, I wouldn't believe a drug lord like that.
Right, I wouldn't either.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I think Angela had said it earlier about not wanting to know the gender of their baby. She was
Yeah.
like, I solve mysteries, all day long. Like, she wants one that she doesn't have to
Yeah.
know the answer to, or something to that effect,
Yeah.
anyway.
So then we see La Fiera ask about Wesley because she sees that Angela is still wearing the bracelet. And when she uses his name, Angela's face changes and her eyes, I don't know, to me got a little bit darker because she was a little spooked. Like, how do you know his name?
Yeah.
And La Fiera just says, I learned it when I was dropping off the baby gift. But do we believe that? Because like she's a drug.
I still don't know how
lord.
she got inside the house, so like I wouldn't put it past her to somehow like
Yeah.
know things or have people that know things that can tell
Yeah.
her. I don't know, something like
Yeah.
that.
And so then Angela reinforces, like, you better be here for your son, because if you're up to something, it's not going to end well. Sassy detective Angela Lopez, we love to see it. I need more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I need more of it. And I don't know, call me crazy, but I love the interactions between La Fiera and Angela. Like
Oh
the
no,
way
I
that,
absolutely love it.
like, I know that I'm probably not supposed to like it. Like, La Fiera is obviously supposed to be the enemy, right? We're not supposed to
Right.
like her. But something about her brings out the protective, like sassy mama bear in Angela Lopez.
Yeah.
And I need more of it.
Yeah. Well, I think it is just because like uh La Fiera has a, son of her own, and then Angela's going to have
Yeah.
a kid. And I mean, I don't know. I know the actress Camille has a kid of her own, so like
Mhm.
that's probably
Yeah.
easier to kind of like play into that mom or like more
And
humanized side of
I don't know, like, if it's just me, but like La Fiera's voice gets like softer when she's talking to Angela. I don't know. I
Mm,
just noticed
yeah.
it. Like
Yeah,
she
well, because
kind
she
of,
calls her hermana, which is sister in Spanish.
yeah,
So it's like she just like really like wants to relate to her or just like really tries to. And I think that's why their
yeah,
connection is so good.
yeah,
Or see, good is not the right word either because you don't want a detective and a drug lord to have like a good
no,
connection. But it's like it's just interesting, like all these
it
like,
is.
layers that are
Yeah.
coming together.
Yeah, I can't think of the right word besides good. I mean, because is it intense? I mean, there
Yeah.
is like some tension between them, but it's also like they're both moms or moms to be. So, they want to just do what's best, but
Yeah.
also like La Fiera has other intentions too. I don't know. I just need to see more of it.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm just here for the two badass Latina actresses
yes. And I
too.
like how they kind of like go in and out between speaking Spanish and, like English.
Mhm.
Like La Fiera does that more, but yeah. So then we see Nyla come over and she has surveillance. That was after she left La Fiera, Angela did. And so we see that Mac is there talking to La Fiera, and they walk up to Mac, Tim too, and says, why are you talking to her? He just says, she came by to pay her respects. Okay, likely story. I mean, this dude also said like, he was cheating on his wife with someone else. So I
This
don't
is
believe
true.
one
Yeah.
word of him.
We will remind you guys of Mac later down the
Yeah.
line, but yeah.
Yep. And again, I say Angela, Tim, and Nyla working together is great. And I need more of it. Even just little scenes of them.
Right.
I just need it. So as the episode goes on, we find out Nyla's wiretap certified. So they put a wire in like the hallway to monitor the talking, and they can't get a warrant for it in the hospital room. But Nyla says that she found a good location for the like camera, and so they're facing it towards the like mirror that shines, or not shines, but like projects into the next room, so they can kind of see the reflection.
Mhm.
And we see Nyla, like at first she says, officially I can't have anyone else listening in, but I do need a Spanish translator. So, and like, here comes Angela.
I'm here for it.
I know that I've already said multiple times I need more Angela, Tim, and Nyla, but I definitely need more Nyla and Angela.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed the wiretap scene and like the
Yeah.
casual conversation
Yeah.
that
I
they had
was
in between.
I was thinking like I don't need necessarily them working together, but even just them like talking, like maybe about parenthood or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need it. And then maybe like Lucy's there and like fantasizing about, her and Tim's future kids. I don't know.
I can't with you.
Here I
Why
go.
did you bring up Chelmsford babies?
Sorry.
Stop.
Sorry.
She's gonna continue before I get off on another tangent.
Yeah.
So,
So, we find out La Fiera does go back into the room and talk to Tomas, the cartel boss.
oh,
And
is that his first name?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't. I'm telling you guys, Spanish, even though I know it, like all the things just like start to blend together. Like,
Yeah.
yay.
Well, Tomas is what my Hulu captions caught, so
Okay.
I'm going with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
And just as they're about to get some good information, someone comes by with floor cleaner, like a
That
janitor.
absolutely cracked me up though. Like I thought it was just like a funny, like comedic, like
Yeah.
ha thing at first. And then I saw Angela's face and I was like, oh no, it's not.
I thought it was something to do with like the wire, like the connection got messed
Oh, like
up or
static
something.
or something,
Yeah.
or like something like
But then I was like, that's not
technical.
static, that's something else.
Mhm.
So, and Angela figures out La Fiera is up on the wire. Well, I mean, if the reflection is in the mirror, like, sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that it's
You're
hidden
just
very
like,
well, but I'm like,
yeah.
well, she's a drug lord. Like, she's not dumb.
Like, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I just found that like a little comical, but I was like, this is not supposed to be comical. So they get cut off from listening right when they're about to get something because time runs out on listening. They have like 30 seconds that they can listen to or something. So La Fiera and the Dying Man talk about video games and air quotes, but Angela knows better. Yes, because she is a smart woman. And La Fiera brings up Wesley. Angela's eyes looked glassy when she looked at Nyla. And again, her facial expression changed. Like, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah.
So she shares that she has someone vetting him. And Angela calls Wesley, but a nurse picks up. Ooh, I don't know about you, but when I was watching this, I was like, oh my God, something bad is going to happen. And again, I have trust issues. So I kind of had that feeling like a lot during this episode, not just with Angela and La Fiera, but like with Henry too. I was like, he's not going to be okay. He's not.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. Keep going.
Especially when it was like 10 minutes in and they were like, oh yeah, he's fine. He's, back to consciousness. I was like, this isn't over. Because it's no.
Yeah.
So I digress. I have trust issues. Hello. And we find out that the detective vetting him basically says, let's hope your Angela doesn't need to be taught a lesson like I was. I'm sorry, what are we hinting at? Angela is going to be hurt at some point in the future, right?
Oh geez, why do you do this?
I'm sorry, but I cannot have anyone hurt Angela. But then the detective, or he said he was a detective, before.
Oh, yeah.
Says, let's just hope your beloved does the smart thing for herself and for your baby. What is gonna happen?
This is why I think like their like venue is gonna like be taken over by the FBI because they're like Lopez in protective custody. That's what
Yeah.
I'm betting on.
Yep.
So,
I feel like they've taken this pregnancy far enough along that they have to keep going with it. But then again, in one of the last few episodes, Angela said she was like 14 weeks.
oh,
So,
did she?
but I'm like, she looks like big, like she's showing at 14
Mhm.
weeks. So I don't know. I need this baby to be okay because I need a Lopez baby and I need Chenford and Nolan and Jackson to all babysit. And Gray, I'm just gonna stop now. So
That'd be so cute. Like
it
bring your
would
baby
be,
to work day for
yeah.
like a second. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I need it. So then we see the ultimate trio talking, and they're about to like split up, go find Wesley. Then
That's what
Wesley
you're
comes
calling
back.
them.
Yes, I am. They are. They're the ultimate trio, and I need more of it because they're all sassy in their own way.
That is so true. Oh my gosh. How am I just now realizing that?
And they're all sassy at different times. They're never sassy with each other. They're just sassy with other people.
Uh-huh.
I need more of it. I just do.
Yeah. That
So
is so
then
true.
Wesley comes back safe, and Angela kind of goes up to him and kind of figures out the situation. And we see Angela walking up to La Fiera pissed off. At first I thought it was real, and then when she had kind of said to Nyla, you think she bought it? It was like, okay, so they're just messing with her. But this was like one of my favorite lines. She said, you're about to get curb stomped by a pregnant lady. Yes, Angela. Pregnancy
I
has
kind of
brought out
wanted
a
her to
sassy
slug
side in
her.
her.
Is that bad?
What?
That I wanted Angela to slug her? Like, I'm sorry. I really
I mean,
did.
I kind of did too.
I was like, I really thought she was going to, and then poor Nyla was gonna have to try to like rein her
Yeah,
in or something. Like,
yeah.
goodness. I mean, she
But
kind of did a little bit though, but like that was for the fake out. You know what I mean? Like for
yeah,
her benefit. So
I don't know. Pregnancy for Angela has brought out the sassy side in her. I mean, remember when they had to like question Oscar or his stepdaughter or whatever? And she was like, he almost tried to kill Wesley. So don't try me. Something like that. It was like, yeah,
Yep.
girl, I see you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see you.
her conflict was that she wanted to kill Oscar for trying to kill Wesley,
Yeah,
and then so she was like, "I'm pregnant. Don't try me."
yeah,
Because Nyla and John were looking at her like, maybe not a good idea.
yep. And then Angela and Nyla go back to Gray, who's monitoring La Fiera and the guy that she's with. So they find out that she, said a few things after Angela left. And then we see, like, cut to the next scene. Angela meets up with La Fiera at the car in the parking garage. Anytime I see a parking garage, my mind automatically goes to the worst. I don't know why. We haven't really seen anything bad happen in parking garages on The Rookie, but again, hello, I watch a lot of cop shows and like first responder shows that something bad could very well happen in a parking garage. And within seconds, the shootout happens. So yeah. We see Angela give La Fiera one last chance for the sake of her son. Like that's what she says. And La Fiera says she can't walk away or retire, even if she wanted to, which she doesn't. She made that very clear. And like a SUV pulled up backwards, like it backed up. We saw a guy like get out, and the first, like, I don't know if it must have been his target was to go for Diego first because that's La Fiera's like weak spot.
I guess, yeah. I thought they were aiming right for her, and they just missed terribly.
Yeah, maybe because she kind of like pushed herself into Angela and then like pushed them up against a pillar or whatever. But I don't know because those shots were like
They were boom, boom,
directly
boom,
to Diego.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe like their motive was to get Diego first and then go for La Fiera, thinking like, oh, if we get her son who's in a wheelchair and defenseless, like, can't run or anything, then she'll come out and then we can get her. But it was sad. And I just want to say that we must protect Angela Lopez and her future baby at all costs. I mean,
I was like yelling at my TV as if they were gonna hear
Yeah.
me in Los Angeles in
Yeah.
that parking garage.
Because like when the first shots were like, went out, they were to Diego. They could have easily misfired and went over to Angela. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Well, the
First,
ones that were
the
like
threats.
hitting the cement or like the wall, or
Yeah.
the pillar that they were behind, I was like, oh shoot, oh shoot,
Yeah.
oh shoot, that is so close to where they are. Like bullets go through things all the time.
First, the threats about Angela and her baby to Wesley. Second, a gun, like a shootout. I can't do this. I need just protect Angela. I mean, I thought her being a detective was going to be a little bit safer than like her being on patrol, and it's not, clearly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we
No.
see Angela push La Fiera behind the car, and we see more gunmen coming up on them. And I'm just thinking, well, crap, this is not going to end very well.
Yeah.
Because they're going to come at them from all sides. Diego is lying there bleeding out, and La Fiera just keeps looking at him. And it was just sad to see. I mean, as much as I know that we shouldn't like La Fiera, but I do kind of like her.
I do too.
I just felt like so bad for her. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've kind of, the Rookie is interesting because they have these villains, and we're obviously supposed to not like them, but we
Right.
do end up liking them.
Yes. Like
Whereas like,
Oscar
yeah,
can come back anytime because he's
yeah.
absolutely hilarious to me. Even
Whereas
though
like
he's a
other
ridiculous
shows,
criminal.
they make these villains and then we do end up hating them. I don't know. It's
Oh yeah,
it's interesting.
that is true.
So Tim and Nyla come as backup. And at this point, it was like, it's about time that we see them. I mean, Angela's like over here holding them, holding everything down. But they split up, and Nyla says, I've got the big guy. And Tim says under his breath, not that big.
I love that part. I can't stand them. Like, hello, guys.
I
Y'all
just,
are gonna go into gunfire, but it's fine. Sure, have some
yeah.
snacks.
I like that, like, Nyla was kind of cocky there a little bit. Like, I've got the big guy. You don't,
Oh heck yeah.
I'll take him. You can take these two. Yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. I need to see more of this partnership, even if it's little interactions.
Yeah.
Like the one episode with the new rookies, and she was like, how much did you pay Gray to not get the freaky Nolan? Like double
that
or
was
whatever.
a good one too.
Yeah. So Tim tases one and shoots another, which
that was so badass. Like, why
it
couldn't Lucy have saw that?
It was
Sorry,
so
guys.
badass. Like he had a taser in one hand and just like a gun in the next. Like,
bravo.
Yeah, doing multitasking at its finest. And as the guy loads his gun, Nyla sneaks up on him and tells him to drop the gun. I don't know about you, but I had Chicago PD parallels. I guess you could call it. To Haley sneaking up on the dude a few times actually in the one episode or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
She didn't have the gun on her, she did have a gun on her, but it wasn't drawn. But yeah, I got the parallel, and I was like, okay, I would like to see Nyla and Haley now in a future crossover, because I believe that it could happen in some weird parallel alternate universe. Yeah. So La Fiera runs back to Diego, and Angela's looking at her after the shootout it's all done. And her face is a little sympathetic, but like, I don't know. I don't know quite how to explain it. She was looking at her sympathetic, like she felt bad that, she had just lost her son, but I felt like she was also kind of like, well, you did this to him.
Yeah, well, I think like she was kind of like I'm gonna call it future casting. I don't really know what kind of term that is or where I even like. Honestly, that might be a psychology term that I picked up from somewhere, to be completely honest. But like she was kind of like, I just felt like Angela kind of saw like her future as like a
Yeah.
working mom, even though obviously, uh, running a cartel and being a detective are two very different jobs, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like she just kind of saw how fine of a line it is to be a mom in a dangerous
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if that was it or not. I don't know.
Oh my God, what if Angela, because when she would like talk to Diego, there was like no hatred. She was like very friendly to him. What if she names the Lopez baby Diego?
Oh, because it'd still be a
It'd be
a
a Hispanic
a
name.
Hispanic, yeah. Oh,
And
because
then like at some
should
point
be a
La
boy
Fiera,
if it is.
yeah, like at some point La Fiera meets him.
Oh,
And yeah. I don't see Angela letting La Fiera hold the baby. Maybe, but I don't know if I see that. But
yeah.
just a thought. So
Mm-hmm.
as they're wrapping up the crime scene, La Fiera is still there. She kneels down and looks at Diego's blood. And then she asks when she'll have his body back for burial, which is normal. And Gray says after the autopsy. Interesting. I don't know. I just thought like, I mean, he was killed with gunshots. So, but I guess they just have to check out his body anyway. So then she puts on her sunglasses and this like very badass, like kind of head bitch in charge,
I
like
enjoyed this.
attitude. I did too.
Yeah.
And she walks away and Nyla just says her son was her humanity and with him gone. And then Gray finishes out the sentence and says, war is coming.
Yeah. Well, one of our friends on Twitter mentioned that she, La Fiera, reminded her of Teresa from Queen of the South, which is a USA Network show.
Yeah.
And it also kind of reminded me, if anyone's seen the movie Savages, Selma Hayek's character was kind
Okay.
of a drug lord, uh, you know, head bitch in charge. Put
Yeah.
on the sunglasses after shooting a couple people. So I think that's just a thing.
I think she also put on those sunglasses to like mask her feelings because I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know. I feel well, definitely. I feel like as she was walking away from the crime scene, she was crying and didn't want anyone to see, or at least letting her eyes get glassy. But that's just me because she wants to be tough, but yet there's a motherly side of her. There's, I mean, she gave Angela that bracelet. She cares about Angela's baby in some weird way. But
yeah.
yeah. So now we have Wesley and Angela.
Okay, and now I know it's my turn, guys. Um, I'm still on that. I'm so sorry. Oh, I swear I'm awake. But anyway, yes. Now we're on to lovely Lopez moments. At the beginning, or like, well, not the very beginning of the episode, but the first scene for them, it opens with them sitting in the uh, OBGYN office. They're trying to like go in for their appointment. Angela gets called away, obviously, for her detective work. She uses the puppy dog eyes kind of on Wesley to get him to reschedule their appointment, which I find absolutely adorable. And I just love how Wesley's such a good, like, soon to be husband for Angela Lopez. Like, oh, he's such a softie. And then in that kind of opening scene we had for them, I just love the line, for every waspy name that Wesley picks out, Angela was going to pick out one that was so Mexican you won't be able to spell it. And I honestly didn't even 100% understand how to pronounce the two names that she gave. So, like, that proves her point right there.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh,
I did
good.
not either.
Good
I
on
thought
her.
that she was gonna pick like common like Hispanic Spanish names,
Yeah.
but she didn't, and I thought that was really good.
Mhm. Yeah. I like that a
So,
lot.
yeah.
And then, well, speaking of like the one, she speaks Spanish, like, can she be the one to like speak Spanish more? I mean, I love you, Eric Winter, but I had to rewind when he had that line of like, it was something to the effect of like, are you sure, pissing off the next El Jefe, which is boss in Spanish, is the way to go. And it's like, if you say it plainly, it doesn't translate as well
Yeah.
unless if you like have that kind of a bit like ability, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. That was just me being like, what was that? I didn't understand. But then like whenever La Fiera or Angela was saying like Spanish, I aside from the two names that I didn't pick up on, I understood most of what they were saying.
Yeah, and they had captions like on the wiretap and stuff that, they were
Yeah.
watching. So
I was doing good though. I understood them without the captions. I never
good.
my Spanish. I'm so proud of myself, you
Because
guys.
I couldn't tell you anything. I mean, I took
I was
like
gonna ask. I was like, do
I
you
think
know
I
how
took like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years of Spanish in high school, and
I had to
no.
take it. I took, let's see, I started in 8th grade because my school was ridiculous. I took Spanish from 8th grade to sophomore year. And I took it in college again. So, for another year. So that was good. Had it. Oh, goodness. Yeah. But anyway, I digress again. Sorry, guys. I was just proud of myself. Um, okay. So, speaking of like Wesley being an awesome human being, his speech to the former detective, now, LaFiera's go-to guy, was like intense. Like, holy crap. Like,
I had chills,
I
but
did
like
too.
in the best way.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like, bravo, Sean Ashmore.
Hmm.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Because he was like, not that I expected him, because obviously I knew he wasn't gonna like back down or like run.
Yeah.
Um, well, actually, I thought they were gonna take him somewhere in that creepy
Same.
van. I was not
Same.
expecting them to open the door and then have like just
It's like a
a
bunch of
show and
wires.
tell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a show and tell. But like the obviously like the beginning of his little speech of like the listen to me, I have represented hundreds of guys like you all think that you're pure evil, um and then it's the protective, soon to be husband mode of, if you hurt her I will call in every favor I am owed, and there's a lot. And then the next sentence though was kind of, I
It's a
don't know
little
what
eerie.
about it. Yeah, but like I kind of felt like it was like it worked for Wesley because he is
Yeah.
like, it's not a traditional like, he's gonna, shoot them in the face or something like Talia would have
Yeah.
said in season one. Like he was like rabid animals who will burn you to your component molecules while you beg me for mercy. Do you hear me? Like, do you understand? Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I know when LaFiera said I have someone vetting him right now, I was like, well crap, this isn't gonna end good.
Yeah, I was like, if it's like an argument or like a discussion they want, they can get a discussion out of Wesley.
Because do we remember 211 and how like trusting Lucy was? I mean, that could have easily been Wesley,
Yeah. He
especially
just
in that
believes the good in
creepy van.
people like so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But he was not having any of it. He
No,
was
it was
like,
not.
I mean, I was glad, I don't know, like I almost thought he was gonna like be tricked, and then like thank goodness he was like, you're not a detective, are you? Like I just liked how he said that aloud
Yeah.
in the garage. I was like, good for
Yep.
you, Wesley. Yeah, no, he's not. He was technically
Yeah.
before he became a criminal, but now he's not.
Hmm.
Ugh. Yeah, no, but that was good. I was like, that was probably like my favorite like monologue that a
scene.
character had. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love badass moments like that. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah. It
Love
makes me love the character even more.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And then obviously that wasn't like the last time we see them. The last time we see them is after the shootout. Poor Angela, is having like an emotional time with it. I think everything's just like hitting her all at once. That was one heck of a day she had.
Yeah.
Like that was just one day, you guys.
Yeah.
That's
We
nuts.
usually see on the Rookie like one day and then they like go home for the night and we see another day. This was like all one day.
Yeah, or one shift, I guess, because I
Yeah.
don't really know how long their shifts last.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Angela's sitting in an empty, I think it was an empty like patient room or something, or some kind
Yeah.
of room
Yep.
in the hospital, and then Wesley comes and kind of, checks in on her. I think, what does he say? Like, I like he wasn't going to leave and Angela didn't want him to. Like
Yeah.
they, there was that mutual like understanding that they're not leaving each other in their like low times or like their time of need, and like that was just really, it was cute. It
It
was a
was.
gosh darn cute moment. Like, oh
And for them not being married yet, like that was a married couple moment.
yeah.
So yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
need more of that, please. Season 4. I'm
Yeah,
looking
like
at you.
full-fledged Lopez like family moments, or something.
I
Like,
mean, if we start season 4, assuming that we're gonna get it,
oh dear, what have I done?
she's not gonna have the baby unless they do a time jump. Like if we do get the wedding
Also, you don't
in
think like the
2014.
baby's okay. Yeah.
What?
No, no, that's right though, because you said she was at like 14 weeks, so obviously she
Yeah,
had
like if we do end up getting the wedding in 314, which I don't know if the venue is seized by the FBI, Angela and Wesley will figure out a way to have this wedding. I feel like she won't let
Yeah.
that ruin her wedding day,
No.
even if it's a backyard wedding. And Patrice is supposed to be back in the episode, so which I mean, obviously
She
dealing with
won't have
wedding.
a backyard wedding though.
No, but I mean, I'm just
I
saying, like,
can't.
she will find a way to have this wedding.
No, I know. I mean, like Patrice wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Like she'd be sitting there like, no.
But I have a feeling that if we get season 4, it'll be like a time jump or something.
That would be cool.
Kind of how season 1 to 2 was, right?
Well,
A little
yeah.
bit. Or like 201 was kind of a time jump. And then I
Yeah.
feel like she'll have the baby already. And
Yeah.
then what if 401 opens with Lopez and their baby in their little apartment?
Oh, well, that's what I mean. Like fully fledged, like
Yeah.
normal family.
But I also like want to
That'd be
see
cute.
like their first days as a parent. Like I don't want to see the baby be like 6 months old and it's like, oh yeah, they're,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I would
Definitely
be happy with
interested to
whatever.
see like
So,
how they balance, since they both have obviously careers, and Angela's not going to be
mhm.
I mean,
Stay at
obviously
home.
she'll stay like when she needs to stay, but like
Right.
yeah, she's not a stay at home.
Yeah. They both have demanding jobs. I mean, like that when Gray called, Angela was like, I have to take care of a work thing. Can you reschedule this appointment? Like that appointment was for her. And then the nurse came out and was like, Angela, I mean,
Yeah,
they both
poor
have
Wesley.
demanding jobs. So,
Mhm.
oh. And so then we have Jackson and Lucy. And we kind of started the episode with Nolan and like Angela. So it was kind of, just like where's our favorite new P2s? But we see them going into Shaw Memorial with the suspect who started destroying city property. But we find out she's more like a drug runner. So once the nurse takes the suspect, Jackson says he's going to head to the cafeteria because he missed breakfast. And Lucy, kind of messes with him and says, what? You never miss a meal. And Jackson just says innocently, but like also playfully says, are you calling me fat? And so, Lucy's just like, never, I wouldn't do such a thing. I love this partnership. We need more of it. And I would like to see them more you know, like not on shift, like just
Yeah,
kind of
I miss
chilling at the apartment.
moments. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like if we're not gonna get the apartment moments, I'm glad that we get them on shift together.
Mhm.
But we see Jackson like wondering how long Tamara is gonna be there. And Lucy says, you know, I've been trying to call the housing assistance program, but every time I call, like there's a long wait time. And this time when she calls, she's third in the call queue and says, this is my lucky day. And then Jackson's like, well, while you do that, I'm going to, you know, go get some food. So while she's still on hold, Jackson walks back in with a package of donuts and she says, that's what you're having for breakfast. Kari, you're gonna hate me, but this reminded me of another
Okay.
PD moment.
What?
And
Well,
I
the drug
know
runner reminded me of a PD moment. So
what?
the the girl that had the
Oh yeah, the
packets in her
balloons.
stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminded me of that too, of PD too. But no, this reminded me of the upset scene in 806 in the beginning when he was like, I
Oh,
can't believe you're eating that crap.
I can't with you.
Sorry. But then, you know, he sticks up for it and like defends his choice by saying it has the 8% of the recommended daily allowance of riboflavin. Okay. I mean, I know that you just saw those donuts, Jackson, and it's like, that sounds good and easy to eat. And it reminded me of the TikTok that Titus did, where it was him eating a donut with the coffee, and the sound is the Oh No song. And he
Oh
captioned it,
yeah,
it's called a character study.
I forgot about that one. That was hilarious. Oh my god,
I
yeah.
was just like, I love it.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's such a traditional cop has donuts
Yeah,
is a thing. So
yeah. It's like the stereotype. But Lucy is still on hold. She finally gets someone on the line when the suspect runs. She just that's where we saw that promo photo that the rookie account was like captioned this.
Oh yeah, like what are they?
And everyone thought it was Chenford, yeah. So they get outside and catch up with the suspect when she faints. So when she finally wakes up, you know, Jackson and Lucy tell her she has a stomach full of drug balloons. And she tries to say, no, like, you know, I'm fine. And, you know, they're like, we're cops. We're not idiots here. So the two tell her that they're gonna have proof soon. So she might as well tell them what kind of drugs are in her. They find out that she has Molly in her, aka happy pills. She says there's about like four balloons with 80 pills each. So this girl has 320 pills in her.
Oh dang, I didn't do
All
the
because
math
she
right.
needed to
Okay,
make some
yeah.
extra money.
Well, like just the fact that like they still like they can use a storyline like this. I mean, I know like two different shows, NBC or networks, NBC, ABC.
Yeah.
But like just the fact that like it's still a relevant storyline of like drugs being circulated amongst the college age kids, like still
Yeah.
scares me and astounds me. Like
Yeah.
yeah, because if yeah, you guys know the Chicago PD episode season 1 was when they had that was a long time ago now.
Yeah, that
when
was
they
a
had
good
that.
episode. That was some good Bridgewater stuff. So
Yeah, but like, oh yeah, it's just a scary thought to
mhm.
have.
To think that there's like balloons filled up inside of you with
Yeah, I
drugs, and if
can't.
one of those pops, like
I
you're
can't.
screwed. But Jackson like gets all serious. I mean, as he should, and like lectures her about the pill stuff
Mhm.
and about all the drugs and all that.
I like kind
And
of enjoyed that in a way because it was just like
yeah,
it wasn't like a boring like lecture. I was like interested to know like what
uh-huh.
could possibly happen to this poor girl after she's made this
Well, and
one mistake.
he like shot it to her straight. Like he didn't
Mhm.
beat around the bush. He said, this is what's gonna happen. So
Yup.
I liked that. And you know, during like later on, we see Lucy calling the program back, and Jackson asks for updates from narcotics on their suspect. And you know, Lucy's just like fighting to get this program on the line. She walks over to see Jackson like watching something, and he says it's a TikTok. And I was just, I don't know. I just found that hilarious.
Yeah, well, because Lucy's on TikTok now, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys remember the true crime episode, then
Yes.
she's on TikTok.
Well, and then like, it's Jackson watching a video and then Lucy saying that, and Titus makes all the TikToks like,
oh, that's so true. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
yeah. But she finds out that he's spying on Tamara. And this is
Mhm.
like my new favorite line. You are a lying liar who lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
just
it. I love that line. Oh, that was so good. Yeah.
it's my favorite line. Because she was she was kind of joking and like playful about it, but she was also serious. So
Yeah.
I loved
That-
it.
Yeah. That reminded me Brooke Davis from One Tree Hill had a
Yeah.
very
what you said.
similar line. Yeah, I said that on Twitter. Yeah, I said it in a similar way. So it was just, yeah, I like lines like that.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
And so he said he's doing it because his baby Yoda figure disappeared. And he's kind of like blaming Tamara for it. But Lucy confesses that she broke it. So I don't know, like the whole dynamic between them about Tamara is interesting because he kind of questions her, like if she really does know Tamara. And he's just trying to be real and like make sure that she's safe and like thinking this through, like how Tim was. But I don't know. I would think that Jackson like would trust Lucy more,
Yeah.
especially because he's known her longer.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just trying to make sure that she's staying safe. So you can't blame him.
Yeah.
But then they go back to their suspect and they say that, or Lucy says, we can put in a good word for you if you help us. And then she falls back on her bed seizing. This was after Henry did his. I was like, what is going on in Shaw Memorial? Like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
between all the drug stuff and now people are just, going
Yeah, that poor girl.
unconscious. Yeah. But, we kind of transition back to Lucy still being on hold. And then she finally gets a hold of someone. And thank God that no one, the suspect's not running, nothing. She like can talk to them. And so she finds out that Tamara is in the program and they're going to send her an email.
Yay.
Jackson. Yeah.
Happy.
And Jackson apologizes for being a suspicious idiot. I mean,
was that a line that they said, or was that something you just said?
That was a line.
How was it really?
He was like, and I'm a
Funny.
suspicious idiot.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. They said the exact thing. I mean, he wasn't in the wrong to question it, but I don't know. I feel like maybe he did take it a little too far. But
yeah,
that's just me.
I don't know. Well, see, I'm not a Star Wars person.
Neither am I.
Either. And so I don't understand the value in like figurines or like collectibles. So like I didn't know if that was like part of it or if it was just like a way to get the broader message of him not being trustworthy of tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. But.
Like the Funko Pops that people do. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Like if you collect them, like that's great. I just don't understand the like appeal about it, but that's just me. So yeah.
I know plenty of people that are very much like Jackson and love all the Baby Yoda stuff and the Star Wars stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
But jumping back, we see the suspect is wheeled back and she's loopy. She says, I had this wild dream with flying monkeys and you two were there, and they were like, we'll talk when you come down.
Yeah, well, it was funny though because she was like, and you two were there, and Lucy was like, that wasn't a dream. Like that was actually happening. And then she was like, flying monkeys were there too, and I about died laughing. I was like, oh my goodness, no.
Yeah.
Honey, no, the flying monkeys were not there.
Yeah. And then we kind of at the end of the episode we see the pair back at the apartment and Tamara is cooking dinner and she has a gift for Jackson, a new Baby Yoda figurine. Well, it's kind of like a figure. It's more.
Was it like a stuffed animal? It looked like a stuffed animal.
Yeah, it looked like one.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
like clearly from how she was holding it. But
And honestly, like I'm just thinking about this now. I'm surprised that they could use Baby Yoda, but I guess because it's Disney Plus show and ABC is Disney, like they could.
yep.
Because
Yeah, that's
sometimes,
true.
they have to like make up things, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I-
she did it as a thank you, as
Mhm.
they're letting her stay there, and for the first time in forever, she feels safe. That made my heart swell 1,000 sizes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just please protect Tamara. And when she gets into the housing program and like has her own transitional place, can Lucy come over and like help her decorate?
And then can she drag Tim along to like move in giant boxes of stuff or something?
Yes. I need that.
He would do it. He
Tim
would do it.
and Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like Jackson would definitely be able to help.
Yeah, he'd be helpful too. That's a more likely scenario than Tim.
Then
being there,
yeah.
but we can dream, guys. We can dream.
But no, or Tim, I mean, I would like to see Tim in a t-shirt, like with his muscles flexing. Come on.
Just go
I
back to
mean,
201 again. 201's like prime.
yes,
Tim
but
and
like
Jason
a Lucy
201.
being there and like, seeing him
Same.
kind of, yeah. But then, Jackson says, I'm down to watch The Mandalorian. And Lucy calls him out and says, for the third time, Tamara's just clueless on what it's about. I mean, same. Because
Yeah.
I don't get the whole
Same.
Star Wars and Mandalorian stuff. Like I watched one of the Star Wars movies, and I didn't get it. But I also don't get like sci-fi stuff. So
Yup.
yeah. But
I
that
don't
was
have anything else to add because same.
but that was the Jackson and Lucy storyline. It was kind of like all over the place, but I don't know. Like they focused a lot on the Tamara and like um the personal life, but then there was like parts of their case like roped in. So it was interesting, that's for sure. But they never interacted with like Tim, Nyla, and Angela.
Yeah,
Like,
well, see, that's like when Jackson was talking about like like getting updates from the narcotics people. I thought somehow it was gonna be like, I don't know, like divert to Angela somehow. I don't know
yeah.
what I was thinking. Like somehow be
For a
connected
minute,
back.
I thought that their case was going to be connected to La Fiera
Yeah.
because I was like, I could see it, but then
Yeah.
it wasn't. So, and then some overall notes that we had for this episode because, like we said, there was a lot, and
Yeah,
there was just a lot of like different moving parts. I don't know about you, but I liked the beginning of the episode. I thought it was cool,
Yeah.
as sad as it
I like it.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just because we're like used to hospital scenes from other shows that we watch.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
too.
like for me, the cinematography or something, like how they had Nolan like running out of the car. I don't know. It was just I can't explain it. It just was cool to see. Like the slow motion and then like the colors and
Yeah, because they
camera.
used it for like
Yeah.
the promo, so I didn't think we were actually gonna like see that as
Yeah.
an opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool for sure.
And then we saw Tim and Nyla kind of enter the hospital floor, and Nyla brought John food. I just thought that was like so
Aw.
sweet and
Yeah,
cute.
do you want to know a parallel? It's gonna hurt you.
What?
Vanessa brought Haley food in 710.
Oh my god.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what hurts more.
I'm
Like
so
seeing
sorry.
Nyla do that or Vanessa, because Vanessa's not there anymore.
Yeah. Sorry guys, Chicago
Wow.
PD parallel again.
I just find myself like relating a lot of things to Chicago PD. Maybe because that is the show that I like religiously watch. I mean, I watched The Rookie religiously too, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But
yeah.
it was a nice moment though. Like
It was.
how did Nyla know what like he would eat for breakfast anyway? Like, can we just
Because they're partners. They get breakfast all the time, I'm sure. Or maybe not all the time, but here and there.
I don't know. Just because like again, season 2, Nyla Harper wouldn't give
She wouldn't give two shits about it.
Yeah,
No, she would not.
She would have
That's why.
been like, "Here's a coffee." No, shut up.
Yeah, here's a coffee. It's black. I did not put creamer, nothing in it. I don't know. Good character growth on her.
Yeah.
But also I was like, all right, that's interesting to see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would think that they've gotten breakfast. I mean, just like they would know each other's lunch orders, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
But and Tim was all sassy. He was like, I don't want to be here. And when people see you in a uniform, they just want you to take on their problems.
Yeah.
And Nyla assures them that they'll be quick. Spoiler alert, they were not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Nyla tells Nolan to text her if he needs anything. Okay, so much growth on Nyla's part here.
Yeah.
Because like you said, season 2, she would not have been this caring and compassionate.
Well, I feel like maybe prior to Nolan defending Nyla in season 2, like for sticking up for her daughter.
Yeah.
Like that Nyla Harper, like 204 to 206 or whatever that was, would not have cared. Then maybe post.
Yeah.
Episode.
Well, and Nyla's a parent. Like she knows that this is hard on him. So, I mean that's again where like their partnership is, like I don't know, it works so well because they're both parents.
Yeah.
And single parents too. So, they understand what each other is going through.
Yeah.
It's one of the best partnerships and they've had some of the best growth.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
And then we see Sergeant Gray show up in street clothes. And I don't know why, but I found it like interesting to see. And even when like Gray walked up, like John and Nyla both got to standing attention pose or whatever. And
she was like, "Good morning, sir." Or like, yeah.
I mean, he still had his badge on around him, probably because like that way he could get information if he needed to. But I don't know. I just found it interesting. I mean, even like John being in street clothes, like you're not on the job. So, but he like kind of, lets Nyla go and he sits down with John, who tries to make small talk, and Gray shuts him down and in a nice way and just says, you don't need to make small talk.
You want to talk about growth? There's another moment like Gray being. I mean, obviously, we're not saying that he's like.
It's not like a hard ass
all the time.
No.
Yeah, no, but like just to have that like nice moment with like Nolan of all people who season at the end of the pilot episode he wanted to rip his head off like.
But Gray is also a parent, right?
Yeah.
So he knows exactly. Well, maybe not exactly, but like he knows what it's
like.
I mean,
because like his daughter is only a year younger or a year or two younger than Henry, I think.
Yeah.
So they're closer.
But like he knows kind of, what Nolan might be going through. So yeah, I just thought it was nice to see. We didn't see Gray a whole lot in this episode, but when we did, it was good.
Yeah.
And then another quick little side note was Angela's bachelorette party. And you mean to tell me that Tim's planning it and we didn't get an invite?
I mean, just want to know what's gonna like if there were ever going to be like the whole stripper thing from like a few episodes ago. That's like immediately where my mind went, and I was like, I need to not this be too funny.
Oh my god, Tim being there and there's male strippers. And then oh my god, and he's just like, I cannot watch this because like this is my friend and like we've known each other for so long.
That would be so funny. I don't know because like
we would my question is
Angela would have like that traditional kind of.
I don't think so
thing, but it would be
and I would think that like bachelorette parties would I don't know if when you have like a Hispanic wedding, like I don't know all the traditions that go into it. I mean, I would assume that they would have a bachelorette party, but
I don't know if there's quinceañera is obviously like the 15th birthday party. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's any.
I would think there would be some special traditions.
I don't know. If anyone does know, like let us know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I'm curious now.
Also, like we will see this bachelorette party, right? Or at least like a part of it. I mean, I don't need to see like the strippers or
Or
anything,
like,
but
why
I
are we
just,
still talking?
huh?
Why are we still talking about strippers?
Well, I just
This is
because
so
like
weird.
it's a show on a network. Like obviously it's not like HBO or something, but
No, I know. It's
I
just
just
funny.
like I need to see them like having dinner or drinks or something. Like
Yeah.
I just
Like
need a
a
little
fun scene
snippet
would
of
be
it.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Or
Also, I
like
need
a
him like
like a
surrounded by women and they're all like fawning over him. Yeah. I
Why
need
do you
that.
need that?
Huh?
Why do you need that?
Because I just think it would be funny to see Tim
Oh, it
in
would
that
just be fun.
environment. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's so awkward when
Well, because like
women
what
get to
that
him.
Gretchen said, you know, when Tim went to go fire her, she was
Oh,
like, do you have a connection? You know, I would just like to see Tim like out of his element in that way. And he's just like,
yeah, that's fair.
what did I sign up for? Not even what was I like pushed into?
I just kind of want him, like, I could picture him just like overseeing everything, seeing that everything's going well, and then just
Like book
the
it
heck
out.
yeah, he's gone. Like he's gone back to his house.
I could see
No
Wesley being
gentleman
like,
here.
dude, do you want to meet up for drinks? And then
Yeah.
Wesley's like, so what happened? And Tim's like, you don't even want to know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He like bails out on the strip club or something.
Yep.
And so then, oh my God, he even asked Nyla where she had hers.
Oh, did
I-
he?
yeah. I just
Oh,
thought that was so
right. Oh
funny.
my God,
Like,
that's hilarious. And then
yeah,
she was like,
I didn't have one. I eloped so I didn't have to. I was like, oh my God, I love it.
oh, yes.
And this situation turns from them like talking to walking up to some suspicious men, which we found out later are connected to La Fiera. Tim's all sassy when they walk over because of course he is. We can't not have a sassy Tim Bradford.
For sure.
But the line that got me was the guy says, you know, I can't tell which one of you is prettier, and Nyla says, clearly it's me. To which I
You
say,
could see Tim's side
yes,
eye
queen.
though.
Yeah. Her looks to them, like when he said, I can't tell which one of you is prettier, she kind of like coiled back, like, what are
Yeah.
you even saying? And then when, you know, she was like, clearly it's me, she looked down and then looked back up, like, I'm not gonna argue, and you're not gonna
Yeah.
argue. I just loved it. So then when Tim and Nyla see La Fiera after the two guys leave, Tim's like, great, now we'll be here all day. The Sass Master Tim Bradford, everyone, please. He needs an award for his sass.
Yeah. That was so good.
And then, you know, at one point, Tim gives Angela the news that they're having her bachelorette party at a sports bar. And the looks that she gives him, oh my God. I kind of wanted Nyla to step in and be like, I'll handle taking care of this for you.
Yeah. Well, because then
Like,
she was like giving him a look like, really? And he was like, no, I'd never do that. Like
yeah,
he was like backtracking.
yeah,
Oh, jeez. Well, that like reminded me of like I think it was like when Wesley and Angela had to like reschedule the appointment like for the third time or
yeah,
something. And like Wesley came out and was like, okay, so was it just about a case? And he looks at Tim and he's like, I want no part of this. Like,
yeah,
same, dude, same. I felt
yeah.
that.
Again, I say Tim Bradford needs an award for his sassiness.
Yep.
And at one point, Tim even asks Mac for suggestions on the venue for a bachelorette party. And then he brings back up the sports bar, and Tim's like, yeah, no, can't do that. So I just, yeah, I loved that little part. It was just too good. And we had mentioned earlier, Nyla and Angela had some girl talk while waiting to listen into La Fiera. And again, I just need more of it. And I need a girls' night. Like
Yeah.
Lucy, Nyla, and Angela all together. you
Yeah,
know,
no,
just
that'd
like
be fun.
chatting it up. Yeah.
Well, because like, did they have a baby shower? They didn't have a baby shower, right?
No, they have not had a baby shower, but I would like to see some of that. Like it could even just be a work one, you know,
Yeah.
like all of the rookies and TO, or not rookies anymore, just like P2s and TOs together. And then
Mhm.
like, you know, the girls kind of sneak off and have some, like have a chat or something.
Yeah. Well, because I liked the updates on Nyla's relationships and like how she like explained. I mean, obviously they were explaining for the viewers who might have
Yeah.
not remembered, but like I liked how she explained it to Angela.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want more moments like that
Yeah. I
for
know.
sure.
I need more of it. Season 4. It's that
Yeah,
time.
apparently, which we've already, written out half of it within this episode.
At least the first few episodes. I mean, come on. Come
Yeah.
on. I just need it. I need renewal news.
Yeah.
Please.
Please, please, please. And then we had mentioned Mac earlier, Mac Daniels. Obviously like this podcast that we're doing now was not around when 306 was happening, which is when he was first introduced. So he's making a reappearance in 312. Um, and of course, I'm going to mention that he's played by Derek Phillips, who is Billy Briggins from Friday Night Lights, if anyone knows that show, which I adore as well. And so, because he just does such a good job of like playing down on their luck characters, like I feel like he always gets that role,
Yeah.
and like he does a really good job playing it. And like Mac Daniels is no exception, because the last time we saw him, he was, let's see, cheating on his wife, high on
Wasn't he
drugs.
high? Yeah.
Yeah. Like just completely like he was just like gone, like he was just too far gone, like he didn't care what he was doing either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and so Tim had outed him to like the higher ups at LAPD. And Mac had lost his job and his pension. His wife is apparently divorcing him. Gee, where have we heard this like whole thing? Like, well, because like poor Tim and Isabel got divorced because of
Yeah.
drugs. Like, yeah. So now in 312, this episode, we see that Mac is working security detail for the kingpin that Sandra de la Cruz, La Fiera,
Mhm.
was going to see.
Yeah.
And then after everything kind of went up in smoke, like at the hospital with the shootout and everything, Mac was done for the day. And Tim caught up to him outside the hospital. They talked. Like Tim told him how much he knew, like how addicts say they have to like get out of the hole they've dug for themselves before they can get clean. And it's another Isabel reference, guys. Like, cause she, had like always said that she was going to go to rehab, or like it'd be different this time, and it took her getting shot in the head
I
in
did
season
not catch
one
that.
before. Um, well, they didn't mention that specifically, but that's just where my mind
Oh.
went. No, no,
Oh,
no, yeah, no,
okay.
no, no.
I
That's
was
just
gonna
where
say
my
I
mind
did
went.
not catch that.
No, but that's just what I was like. It reminded me of, because like there's a like that saying of like, you don't know that rock bottom has a basement.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, so Mac tried to make another excuse, and like, but Tim, being such a good friend, saw through it all and was like, eventually, well, hopefully, because we don't actually like see, like Mac making an appointment to go like to a, an intake thing, or like go to rehab or whatever. But like, he's at least Tim's convinced him to do that, like to try to do that at least. And
Yeah.
then they hugged. That was so nice. I
Tim
loved it
is
so
such a
much.
softie. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
There was I just really enjoyed it because, let's see. One, we never see Tim hug anyone.
Yeah.
And two, it was just a nice like friendship moment. But like also Chenford hug like that, when like I will pay whoever I have to get that.
When that Chenford hug happens, because I have a feeling, I don't know, manifesting it for season 4. that we will
Well, I was
get.
just like surprised that they had a hug scene with like
Yeah.
protocols and whatnot, but like
Yeah.
good for them. I mean, it was like
Yeah,
cool
but
because like you don't
they're
really
all
see it
tested,
for.
so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Because you don't see like guys be emotional,
yeah.
and stuff a lot of the time. So it was just a nice moment. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot for them. So
Well, and like if you see any hug or like any type of like touch on shows, especially during all of this COVID, it's usually between love interests.
yeah, that's
So
true. Yeah,
yeah,
so it
it's
was nice to have
interesting.
a friendship.
But yeah, what manifesting that Chenford hug for season 4 because
Please,
I need it.
just like in a casual set, like neither one of them needs to be in peril.
Oh yeah.
Let's just
And
put that out
and
there.
I don't need it to be like in a lovey-dovey way. Like it can
No.
just be a friendship thing. But
Yeah.
I will run with it that it is like, setting up for a future
Yeah.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like this episode was so good. And
Mm-hmm.
then we got that promo at the end.
Oh yeah, did
And
we forget? Oh geez, I forgot to talk about that at the beginning.
no, we needed to save that for the end
Oh, okay.
because
Okay, good. So I'm not completely
oh my
screwing this up
goodness.
this week. It's
Oh
fine.
my god, I have so many thoughts on
I
this.
just well, because we had talked about it before we started recording.
Yeah.
But like it's like so many things happen within 30 seconds. Like that
Yeah.
promo, it's like insanity. I got like goosebumps. I don't know why I do. I just like music in shows a lot of the
Yeah.
time. I don't know if anyone else is with me on that.
Well, a lot says about
Um,
like it says a lot about the episode, what
yeah,
type of music they have.
but just like that, like first like beat drop, and then it just opens to the
Yeah.
cemetery. I just like, oof.
I'll
Oof.
be honest, I haven't watched the promo again since last night or
I've
since
watched
Sunday.
it an embarrassing 10 times. I'm not even joking.
I can't. Like I cannot. I mean, I want to watch it again, but I cannot bring myself back to watch it.
Well,
Like
see, I
I
did
just
it so I
can't.
could get pictures for Tumblr because,
Yeah.
I'm all about that life. Um,
I just like can we not hurt them? Like geez. John
I
Nolan a
know.
week after his son was in
Oh,
surgery
dang.
for
Yeah.
his heart.
Oh, crap.
He's got a knife coming at him. It
Yeah.
just
Oh, my goodness.
like
Yeah.
we don't need that. And then you've got like Lucy and Nyla freaking
Uh-huh.
kidnapped and getting tortured, and then
Yeah.
you see a flame in front of Lucy's face. I mean,
They
honestly,
are
a lot of
pouring
it,
gasoline on Nyla. I can't get over that. Like,
and
I
a
can't.
lot of it is like the editing, I think, but
Yeah.
it just we don't need it. We don't need to hurt them.
No, we don't.
Ugh. I just like I want to watch the promo again, but yet I'm also like I pretend I do not see it. Like
That's
I
fine.
can't.
It's fine. I've already tortured you with it enough. So,
But also like oh my god, and then next week's like Mother's Day, so this episode is
oh,
just gonna
geez,
like wreck
yes. Oh, my
us.
gosh. Wow. They had one on Easter. Now they're doing it on Mother's Day.
The
Good
Easter
job.
one. Wait, was
The
the
Easter
Easter
one
one where we
was
got clowns?
Clown. Yes,
Yeah.
Clownford with
Oh my
Jennifer.
god. And then next week, if we get any kind of Chenford, which I highly doubt that we will, but maybe.
But
Like,
who's gonna go save them? I mean, okay, no, but see, it'd be badass though if they like save themselves. If it is
oh,
like
it
an
definitely
actual
would be.
situation.
And I hope that they do just so that,
Yeah.
we can see like badass women. But no,
Mhm.
I mean, like,
But I'm also not opposed, especially since like,
yeah,
Captain of the Chenford ship, Mr. Eric Winter, went on a liking spree on
yeah.
Twitter and was like,
With all the
Chenford
Chenford
moment.
clown
Yeah, like
shirts and stuff.
similar to 211.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't mind it.
thinking because like Tim and Nolan are partnered up, and then like Chen and Harper,
Mhm.
like the guys will show up at the hospital and Tim will be there sitting by Lucy's bed. Like I
can't.
if we're gonna get that, then I'm okay kind of with getting like tortured. It sounds so bad. I'm okay with
No.
like getting tortured, Harper and Chen, as long as they're okay. Like,
Right.
and I have faith because the show they do fake outs, but they tend to wrap stuff up at the end.
Yeah. Mhm.
And for the most part, like everyone comes out of it okay.
Yeah. Now
There's
it's looking a little
been
worse
a
for
few
wear though.
times.
Yeah.
where they haven't. But yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, if you
I
guys
don't
have
hate
any thoughts, feel free to
any
tweet us
theories.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun to like discuss ideas and stuff.
Yeah, oh man, when that flame was in front of Lucy's face, I was like, wow, this is just great.
I was already like an emotional wreck when they took the bag off of her head because I was like, thank you so much for putting her in the dark again.
I don't know, like, do we need to keep putting Lucy in peril? I mean, like, we had
Apparently.
211 and then now this.
Apparently.
And it just, all she wants to do is be an undercover cop. Like, can we just let her breathe for a minute?
Like, literally though, like literally breathe.
Seriously. But I mean, I don't know. I have faith in the show.
Yeah, I do.
But
too.
I also have trust issues. So we'll see. It's an interesting combination.
I'm down for it though. Like, I'm down for the action packed. Like,
yeah,
we've said it before, but I will go ahead and say it again. Like, this season they've stepped it up like majorly. It's been really good.
Season 2 was like one of my favorites, but season 3 has definitely topped it.
Yep.
By far. Yeah.
Same.
Like season 1 was good, but they were still trying to find their footing. Season 2 was good, but then like season 3 came in and knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
So
yeah.
But did we have any other notes on this episode?
I am all talked out once again. So nope, I am
Same. You can find us on Twitter at the Shop Talk Pod _ or email us at shoptalktherookiepodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts and theories about, the episode for next week, because we will be in our feelings until Sunday. You can find us individually on Twitter too. I'm JStark804.
And I'm at Carrie Hyman.
And the rookie is back next week with episode 13. So thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Go get him, boo.